Hello. The rifle that you can see in front of me is a Lee-Enfield #1 Mark III rifle. It is 1918 dated, and it's fully deactivated. I plan to use this as a display piece on my wall. As you can see, it's in extremely good condition for the age of it. As I said, it's 1918 dated, which if we slide the bolt up and I give it a bit of zoom, we might be able to see the actual plate with the maker's mark. There we are. It's got the zoom in a bit closer. No, the camera doesn't like that. I'll zoom out a bit. Still zoom out a little more. I had it focused a minute ago, but there it is. It's basically got the King's crown. There was King George ruling the country at the time. So you got the crown, you got GR for George Regina. Then you have got the maker's stamp, Birmingham Small Arms Company. The year, which is 1918. The 9 has worn out because of the bolt operation, slamming down onto that plate, flattening the 9, but it is 1918. It's a short Lee-Enfield Mark III, and there's a star after that. As I say, this rifle is fully legal to own without a license in the UK, as it has been fully deactivated to the correct specification. So that means you can, as long as you're over 18, you can buy these without a license. As you can see, I've got the rather fearsome looking bayonet on it. It's one hell of a long bayonet. You have little short things these days, but they didn't think they'd work in World War I, so they equipped it with, it's almost like a miniature sword. The length of it, when you hold it in, take it off the rifle and hold it in your hand, it's almost like a miniature sword. Attaches to the rifle. The bayonet lugs there, the front and rear bayonet lug, and there's a release button on the other side to actually take it off the rifle when you don't want to use it. I also have a sling, as you can see, a green webbing sling looped through the sling swivels. That is actually from World War II. From memory, I think it's 1943, because I couldn't actually find one from World War I. They're probably very few and far between, probably very expensive if you do find one. There's this brass plate in the butt. Not sure whether I can zoom in. Yeah, that's gonna get it. There you are, it says YSH and a 5, and if anybody knows what that means, please feel free to comment. Moving around to the butt of the rifle, brass butt plate. It's got the standard trap door, as was standard on all the Enfields actually, even the #4 rifle of World War II. Had the trap door in, and what that's for is your cleaning kit, which comprises your oil bottle and also a pull through for cleaning the rifle, which I haven't actually got in there because the trap door is a little stiff. It actually requires a flat bladed screwdriver to lever the thing open, it's that stiff. But even though it's deactivated, all the mechanism still works. You can still cock the rifle. That's the bolt in the rearward position. As this is a cock-on close weapon, it stays uncocked. And then if I grab the bolt, it might be a bit hard to do with one hand, we'll see if we can do it. Then we push forwards rotate down, as you can see, this piece here, which is the cocking piece, is in the rear position, means the rifle is cocked and ready to fire. The rifle has now fired, the cocking piece is in the uncocked position. As you can see, it's got a 10 round removable box magazine. The magazine release catch is here. You push on that, you can then pull the magazine out. However, this was very rare to do because they didn't really change magazines in these rifles. It can be loaded from the top via the charger bridge, which is this part here, and you can do it. If you've ever heard of stripper clips, it's basically a metal clip that holds 5 rounds of 303 ammunition, and what you do is you open the bolt, pull it fully back, put the charger clip inside that charger bridge, and then thumb the rounds down into the magazine here, and then obviously you'd fire them, and then you could keep on reloading via the top. You very rarely, only for cleaning, did you ever need to really take this off. In fact, on some models it was actually chained on. It was a chain link, which mine hasn't got, but it was chained on some models to stop the soldiers taking the magazines out, because the sort of high up military officers at the time thought that if we have them removing the magazines, it'll waste ammunition, apparently. But I don't understand the logic behind that, but that was the thinking at the time. It's got the standard Lee-Enfield iron sights, as you can see, the rear sight, and the graduations on it. Goes all the way up to, that's 200 yards. It's all in old imperial measurements. And up there is the front sight. That little piece of metal in there, that's the front sight. It's probably going to be very difficult to get a view down this on camera. And this rifle is incredibly heavy, but I might just... It's not a very good view, but that's sort of a rough view down the rifle. Sort of what you'd be looking at when you were looking down the sights. As I say, this is deactivated, fully legal to own. It strips cocks and dry fires. It's one of the new spec deactivations. And as I say, I'm going to put this up on my wall when I actually find some hooks to mount it with. I'm going to put it up on my wall as a sort of a reminder, or sort of a memorial to all these soldiers that lost their lives during World War I. Because, as some of you may know, this year is the 100th anniversary of the start of World War I. And I actually bought this rifle this year, not that long ago, a few months back, so to say we've got a World War I rifle on the 100th anniversary of World War I, it's something special, and it could add to the value of the rifle in many years to come. Not that I would ever part with it. It's sentimental value because I have got a military family history. Two of my relatives who obviously are no longer with us on my dad's side of the family, they both fought in the trenches of the Somme in World War I. One of them I know was in the artillery, so he was shelling the Germans. And the other one I think was just a standard infantryman. But anyway, they would have both been armed with one of these. And no doubt they killed many Germans while they were down there in the trenches. One of them, the one that was in the artillery, got seriously wounded, was transported back to England, and later died. And the other one, I've not quite managed to find out what happened to him, but it's most likely that he died while in the Somme. So that was just a little video on my Lee-Enfield rifle. Thanks for watching.